How can we protect ourselves against ARP spoofing? Well, we can implement dynamic ARP inspection. But dynamic ARP inspection relies on another feature. Do you know what feature that is? DHCP snooping. So we need DHCP snooping enabled to take advantage of dynamic ARP inspection. Now why? Why is that? Because dynamic ARP inspection will utilize the DHCP snooping binding table. Let's take a look at an example of that table in our topology. So ASW1 is currently configured for DHCP snooping, and I believe we do have a binding, show IP DHCP snooping binding. And we'll see here that we do have a binding out fast Ethernet 0/1. We expect to find the device with this IP address, which was given out via the DHCP server, and this particular MAC address. So since we have this binding table now, with dynamic ARP inspection, we can analyze every single ARP request and ARP reply. And by doing so, we can verify that the information in those requests and replies match up to the information within this binding table. So if a gratuitous ARP is sent from PC1 stating, I am so-and-so with this MAC address, and it doesn't match this, then it's stopped right there. It's stopped. We have a violation on our hands because of that. So when we enable DHCP snooping, we have trusted and untrusted interfaces. Well, now we'll have to enable dynamic ARP inspection. And when we enable dynamic ARP inspection, we will end up with trusted and untrusted interfaces as well for dynamic ARP inspection. So anytime an ARP request or reply is received on an untrusted anytime a ARP request or reply is received on an untrusted interface, dynamic ARP inspection will go through the validation process to make sure that it is a valid request or reply. However, if it's a trusted interface, dynamic ARP inspection just lets it pass. It was not even going to check those particular ARP requests or replies. This dynamic ARP inspection configuration example looks relatively lengthy, but it's only because all of the DHCP snooping commands are here as well. But if you already have DHCP snooping enabled, we really only have two other commands we have to worry about. And here's one of them right here. IP ARP inspection VLAN 10. This says turn on dynamic ARP inspection for VLAN 10. We don't have to enable anything globally except for DHCP snooping. So if you haven't configured DHCP snooping and you're interested in dynamic ARP inspection, this is sort of what you will have to do. The complete configuration from start to finish. But if DHCP snooping is already running, you just add in this command right here, IP ARP inspection VLAN 10, as the example shows. And then you go to the trusted interfaces. So in this case, Ethernet 0/0, and you type in IP ARP inspection trust. I want to configure dynamic ARP inspection on ASW1. And since we already have DHCP snooping enabled, there's really only two commands we're going to type in. In global configuration mode, IP ARP inspection VLAN 10. So now we've enabled it for VLAN 10. Let's go to gigabit 0/1 and gigabit 0/2 and make them trusted interfaces. Interface gigabit Ethernet 0/1. Oh, let's do the range command. Interface range gigabit Ethernet 0/1 -2. And then we're going to say IP ARP inspection trust. Uh-oh, what's going on here? We have some invalid ARPs on gigabit 0/1 VLAN 10. All right. So that's a great example right there. I was not expecting this. Of something going on in the background. I've done a lot of configurations today. And as you can see, we have a dynamic ARP inspection, DHCP snooping deny right here. We had some invalid ARPs, and there's some more. So you can sort of see the syslog message that would be generated in this case if you received inbound on an interface some invalid ARPs that are undergoing the dynamic ARP inspection process.